Copyright disclaimer. Under Title 17, Section 107, allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use. Okay, I have to record this again. I don't know what button I pressed wrong, but here we go again. So I am going to read this blog post from Reddit, and I will put the link in the description. It's called Scientology's Daycare from Hell, the scandal the church managed to keep hidden until now. The first poster, Upstag Malarkey, 9 years ago. Down, Zeno, down. The children always suffer the most. Scientology is like the Catholic Church. Molesting children is okay as long as you ask for forgiveness. Liability formula. And then the church and the parents allowed this predator to interact with the victims again. I'm not sure who she's talking about. Really disgusting. Just like the Christian-run troubled teen torture camps, Scientologists hurt their children and cover up the abuse. Kids need more civil rights protection in all countries. Then the response to that. Blorp de boop. Blorp de doop. Anywhere someone thinks an organization is above the law and or legal matters should be handled internally, there will be abuses like this too. Catholics, Mormons, Jehovah's Witnesses, or any of them. This is an ongoing problem, and obviously the cult of Scientology hasn't cared and still doesn't care. Jeff Quiros, who covered up the R of Jennifer Gorman, Jan Eastgate, who covered up numerous instances in Australia, Marie Warren, who R'd Alexander Gents when he was just 12 or 13. James Barber, all of the offenders and those involved in the cover-up are still members in good standing and being defended by the cult, and those are just the ones I remember. There was also a woman who was making her husband's Facebook page active by thanking other Scientologists who wished him a happy birthday when he was actually in jail for sexually abusing minors. And the situation in the UK that was a mass cover-up like the Jan Eastgate scandal. Upstage Malarkey responded, "Good God. I did not know about these other R victims and their offenders. I will research them." Response, Rachel RTR. If that lawyer isn't in Scientology, I don't know how he could live with himself. I don't care how much money you are getting, something like this is terrible. It's because these people have no souls. That's why. Money, money, money. And then here's a deleted account. Response, the cult of Scientology has always tried to create its own insular world where their own policy would apply and legal matters would never come up because Scientologists would never sue or bring legal complaints against other Scientologists or the cult of Scientology itself, since that would be harmful to the public relations of the cult, which are always paramount. The original Sea Org was a perfect illustration of this, since it was created explicitly so that L. Ron Hubbard would have a base of operations that existed in international waters outside the jurisdiction of any nation. That proved to be much less workable than LRH originally thought, because ships still have to come into ports periodically for supplies, personnel, coming and going, etc. And ports do not have to allow ships permission to dock if those ships are seen to be engaged in illegal activities. But the pattern continues. That crimes take place in Scientology orgs, and the orgs do not want to allow the police or the legal system to get involved. This is part of the insanity of Scientology. Response. It's something that many religions do. Catholics did it for their molester priests. The Jehovah's Witnesses do it. The Hasidic Jews do it. The idea of keeping the law out of it and letting the church deal with the matter is an old one, and it's used to protect the image of the church. Our members are good, righteous, upstanding people, and to enforce the belief that the church, not the state, is the final arbiter. Reply. There are some respects in which the cult of Scientology is a lot like other religions. I have noted a number of similarities to Catholicism in particular. They both have confessionals, for example, and the Sea Org is a lot like a monastic order. Scientology practices disconnection, Catholicism practices excommunication. Both religions try to conceal sexual abuse committed by their clergy or staff, but then there are other respects in which the cult of Scientology is unique. On average, you still have to have a much better chance of living a normal or relatively normal life as a Catholic than as a Scientologist. Atheism works even better, at least for me. So that was it for this blog post, or whatever you call, I don't know what do you call it? This Reddit post. And I may be doing more later. I hope you guys found that interesting. Until then, have a good night, good day. Link is in the description box. Peace.